On last term, we are discussing about conversion of NFA into DFA. For that, we have considered the regular expression this regular expression actually is we have considered regular expression A, B star A, B, B. And for that, we have constructed this NFA using Thomson construction. After then, we have discussed two functions to convert NFA into DFA. One is epsilon closure function to compute the epsilon closure state of a particular state or a group of states, and second is the subset construction. Using these two functions, we can construct a DFA from NFA. So we can recall the discussion. This is the function for subset construction. In this function, you can see first we find the epsilon closure of start state of the NFA. Means is epsilon closure of this state, and in epsilon closure of this state, you will get 0, 1, 2, 4, and 7. And we designated as state A in D state. Okay, we are maintaining two data structure. One is D state, another is D tran. In D state, we add this set of NFA state as DFA state A. Suppose this is the function D state, data structure D state, it will have A as an unmarked state. Okay, and now we have to look this and different transition from this state to the various state of the NFA. So just see transition of A. If you see 2 and 7 having the transition of A, 2 and 7 having the transition of A. So we have computed this transition of A. Means suppose this is the D tran. We are just making it stable. That is input symbol A, input symbol B, then A. Now transition of A from state A, epsilon closure, move A means 3, 2 to 3 and 7 to 8. So now 3 and 8, it will give 3 and 8. Okay, and epsilon closure of 3 and 8 will give 3, 6, 1, 2, 4 and 8. That is a new state. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, B state. Okay, similarly, you can find means like B, C, we have computed on last term. B, B to B, B to D, C, B, C, and then we have D to B and B to E. We have computed on last turn E, B, C. Okay. Now we can simulate for any pattern. You just consider the case. Suppose A, B is a pattern. So it will start from start state. So A to B, again, sorry, A for A to B, and then again next input symbol is A, transition to B itself. Then next input symbol is B, so transition to B to D. Then again symbol is B, so it is E, and E is the final state. So this character sequence is the token of this language described by the regular expression. Suppose AB. So see, we start from start state A. For B, now we are at state B, and symbol is B. So transition to D. D and symbol is A again. So transition D to B. Next symbol is B, B to D. For this sequence, it terminates on D, and D is not the final state. So this sequence of input symbol is not the token of the language. Okay. So in this way we can simulate. Now we have generated this token, transition table or diagram. You can draw the diagram very easily. We have drawn on last turn. Okay, so you how we improve the efficiency of the simulator. Your efficiency of simulator will increase if you reduce the number of states. So what do? We try to reduce the number of states. Okay. So how we can recall the discussion in automata theory? We have partitioning algorithm. If you consider this as a state assigned machine, so assign the output, remaining all has output 0. It is acceptor. So final state has output 1 to recognize the token. So the partitioning algorithm says that we find the initial partition. Initial partition of DFA state contains two parts. In one partition we keep all non-final states. In another partition we keep all final states. So here you have A, B, C, D. These are the non-final state, and here you have E. Okay, this is partition P1. Now, from partition P1, we try to find partition P2. What we see, if we see the if we have transition of various input symbol to different partition, means for same input symbol from one partition to different partition, if we have the transitions, in that case we identify those states and create a new partition. Just see here in this partition, you have single state, so you can't repartition it, but here you have 4 state, so we can partition it. So we look for the transition of various input symbol. So you just see for transition of A, we have transition to all the state in this partition on itself, means A to B, B to B, C to B, and D to B. Okay, but for input symbol B, A, B, C has transition to this partition, but D has transition to another partition. So D is the odd man, it should be kept out. So we can break it A, B, C, D is a new partition, and E. Using same method, we find P3. If you see in this A, B, C, all state for input symbol A having transition to this group, but for input symbol B, the state B has transition to another group. So what we do, we keep B out. A, C, here B, here D. Now A and C, for input symbol A has transition to same group, and for input symbol B having transition to same group. So we can't repartition it. So it is equal to P4. This is the termination condition of the algorithm, partitioning algorithm. So this is final partition. In this final partition, if you see all set of state having single state, but here we have, so A and C are the equivalent state. Okay. So what you can do, you can remove any of the state and just see. Suppose we remove C. Okay. So it is A, input symbol A, B. क्या हो गया भाई? सुंदरम शुक्ला, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? Okay. Now see, for input symbol, now A and C are the equivalent class of state. So we just remove removing C. You can remove any of A and C, and here transition to B, and here C is replaced by A. So here A, B, B, and B to D. Now we don't have C. Here we have D. and then D to B and B to E, for BE, E to B and C. This is the reduced connected machine equivalent to this machine. Okay. You can find, you can represent it in isomorphic form. Means suppose A, B, X, Y, X, Y, Y, Z, and then Z, Y. Here you can write V and V. You can write Y, and this is A. A means X. So this is the equivalent machine to this machine. This and this machine, both the machine are equivalent. How you can prove that these two machines are equivalent? It is very important question for GATE. Means you have given two machines. You have to find out these two machines are equivalent or not. So it is very easy to find out two machines are equivalent. We will just find these two machines are equivalent or not. You just see. We just add both the machine. You can add because both has same input symbol. So you can easily add these two machine. Just see the add machine. One A, B. You can write machine A, B, C, B, B, D, C, it is B, C, and D to B, E, E, B, C. And next machine you have X, Y, Z, Y. It is sorry, this is not Z, this is X. Y, X. This is Y, Z. And then Z, Y, V, and V, Y, X. Here you have machine M1. You just see this is machine M1 and this is machine M2. You can write because input symbols are same like this. Again we find the equivalent class of state. Okay. One thing more. Here you may ask how we have got this. It is nothing but renaming the states of this machine. You have find from the original machine. A, in place of A we have X, in place of B we have Y, in place of C, D we have Z, and in place of E we have V. Okay, it will become a machine. Now come to the this add machine. We have added two machines. find the partition, initial partition. Initial partition contains two partition. P1 is having two partition. Non-finalist E as well as V are the final state. These two states are the final state. Remaining are non-final state. So you will get A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. And here you will get E as well as V. This is the initial partition. Okay. Now find out P2. P2 is, if you see D and Y, D and Z. D has transition to E, another group, and Z has transition to V for input symbol B in different group. Remaining all state in this group having transition for both the symbol and this state itself. So D and Z should be removed. So you will get A, B, C, X, Y. Here D, Z, and you have E, V. Now find next partition, that is P3. If you look the transitions for various input symbol from this group, so B and Y having transition to this group. So B and Y should be repartition. So A, C, X, B, Y, here D, Z, E, and V. Now see, if you see these, no partition can be repartition. Just see one by one. A, C, X for input symbol A. Okay, it has transition to this group either on B or on Y. For input symbol B, it has transition to same group. So no further partitioning of these three states. Here you just see transition of input symbol A on this group and transition of input symbol B on this group. If you see, so you can't further partition it. Similarly, this DZ for A, we have transition to this group, and for B, we have transition to this group. Similarly, we can't partition E and V also. So it is P4. This is final partition. Now you can assign a state for each group. So see, ACX, you can name it as A. So transition of, this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. You can name. So transition of A from this group is to this group B, and transition of B from this group to this group itself. So A. Similarly, from B, you will get transition of A to this and transition of B to C. From C, if you see, to B, and it is D, and D to B and A. This is okay. So you will get same machine. Now see, this final partition will give you several information about the machine containment. If you have to find out, you have given two machine and you have to find out containment. What do you mean by containment? Just see, M1 and M2 are the two machine. M1 contains M2, M2 means M1 generates all the string that is generated by M2. It may generate more string. Okay. M1 generates all string that is get generated by M2. In that case, we say M1 contains M2. Similarly, if we have, you may say, if M1 contains M2, then language this recognized by M1 is superset of language recognized by M2, machine 2. Okay, means LM2 is the subset of LM1. So how we can find out this containment? Here you just see we have two machines, M1 and M2. This is M1, this is M2. If you see the partitions, if in each partition we have at least one state from M1 and one state from M2, in that case, both the machines are identical, equivalent machines. You can note down. If you have to find out that two machine M1 and M2 are equivalent or not, in that case, you can add both the machine, find the partition, and if your final partition contains each in final partition each set of state having at least one state from M1 and one state from M2, then you can say both the machines are same, equivalent, okay, identical. Then both the machine will generate same set of string. But suppose all the partition in final partition having at least one state from M1. Okay. And some of the partition, in some of the partition, final partition having none of the state from M2. Means all the partition in final partition having at least one state from M1. But there are some partition where you don't have any state of M2. In that case, M1 contains M2. And it's reverse. If all the partition having at least one state from M2 and there are some state where we don't have any state of M1. In that case, M2 contains M1. Okay. In this way, you can find the machine containment. Okay. You can find two machines are equivalent or not, or which machine contains which machine. There is one more case. If suppose we have final partition in which there are some group in which you have in which the M1 states are missing, and there are some partition in which M2 states are missing. In that case, both will generate recognize two different languages. There is no any containment in these two machines. Suppose this group contains all the state of M1 and this group contains all the state of M2. In that case, M1 and M2, for M1 and M2, you can't apply containment. Okay. So in this way, you can find the machine containment. And to simulate the DFA, we use reduced connected machine. Reduced connected machine means we have to remove the redundant states. In redundant state, you apart from equivalent class of state, you have several more state, that is extraneous states, dead states. Okay, these states should be removed. It will just if you have these state, that will not help in you in recognizing the token. It will just lead to the delay the recognition of the token. So dead state, if you have a state which is not final state and having no any outgoing transition, okay, having only incoming transition, you can remove that state. Okay, that state is called dead state. And extraneous state, if there is a state in your DFA which is not reachable from initial state for any input sequence, then that state is called extraneous state. So these type of state must be removed before simulating the DFA for generation of the token. Now see how we generate the token. Okay. See, we have a language described by three regular expressions: R1, R2, R3. This is A, this is ABB, this is A asterisk B plus. This example is in the book. So we find the regular expression for all NFA for all regular expression. You just see for this you will get A This is final state A. This is for R1. For R2, B, and for R3, A, B, B. We have just find the NFA for these three regular expressions. Now you have to combine it. So to combine all the NFA, we introduce a new initial state. Now we introduce a new initial state. Epsilon transition, connect all the initial state of various NFA with epsilon transition. This is the initial state of combined NFA. You can name the state 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, we find the DFA, equivalent DFA. We can directly write the DFA. We have two input symbol A and B. Initial state of resulting DFA contains all epsilon 0 state of this initial state, that is 0, 1, 3 and 7. This will become initial state 0, 1, 3, 7. Now we look for the transition of input symbol A. If you see state 1, 3 and 7, all three state has transition of input symbol A to 2, 4 and 7. So next transition is to 2, 4 and 7. These states. This is a DFA state. And transition of input symbol B is only from 7 to 8. So if you see in 2, 4, 7, we don't have any outgoing epsilon transition, so you can't add more closure states. Same case with 8. We don't have. So next state is 2, 4 and 7. Look, transition of various input symbol. From 2, we don't have transition of A. From 4, we don't have transition of A. For 7, yes, we have transition of A to 7. And transition of B, 4 and 7 has transition of B to 5 and 8. Okay. Similarly, next state is 7, 8. You can look for the transition of input symbols. From 8, we look for the transition of various input symbol. From 8, we don't have transition of A, but we have transition of B on 8 itself. Then next state is 7. transition of A is on 7 and transition of B is on 8. Next state is 5, 8. Transition of A, neither 5 nor 8, having transition of A. So, but 5 to 6 and 8 to 8. Here you will get 6, 8. सर अभी बात करते हैं, क्लास चल रही है। ठीक ठीक, देखते हैं अभी क्लास ले लें। Okay. We have 6, 8. Six and 8, we don't have transition of A, we have transition of 8. Now see this is the equivalent DFA, and see how your simulator will work for a language. If you see in this state 0, 1, 3, 7, no final state, so it will not generate any token. Okay. 2, 4, 7, 2 is the final state. So it will generate token related to this pattern R1. So it will generate token related to R1. 8 is again a final state. This, which is the final state of R3. So it will generate token for R3. 7 is not a final state, so no token will be generated. Okay. 5 in 5 and 8, it will generate 8 is the final state, so it will generate R3. 8 is the if. Now 6, 8 having two final states. 6 is the final state as well as 8 is the final state. Okay. So in that case, which token will be generated? For that we use a convention that the pattern appear first in description, in describing the language will be generated. So here it will generate R2, and why we have this assumption for the simulation? Because if you look, all the reserved word of the language falls in the category of identifier. Okay. So to recognize the reserved words, your pattern will terminate on a state having the final state of reserved word, that particular reserved word, as well as this identifier. So it should generate identifier. So we are using this convention that we describe reserved word first when we are describing the language for generation of the token. Okay. So in this way, it will generate tokens. Just suppose you have A, B, B, B. This. So for A, it will make transition to this state, means here, and for B, 5, 8, 5, 8 to 6, 8, 68 to 8 means 8 means it belongs to R3. But if it is ABB, then you can see from this state for A it will 247, make transition to 247, and then from 247 B 58, and from 58 to 68 it will generate R3. So this is R2. This is 68. 68 is R2. So R2 token will be generated. Okay. In this way, your simulator will generate token. Now, how we use? Now we have, see, we can conclude the discussion of lexical analyzer. We can describe a language using set of regular expression. Then we may use Thompson construction to convert the regular expression into non-deterministic finite state acceptor, and then we can use two algorithm, two function. One is epsilon closure function, another is subset construction to get the DFA, this DFA. And we may have the simulator program that will find the that can recognize the token for given pattern. So in this way, we can write a program that will use these methods we have discussed to generate a C program that recognize the language. Means you just, what you have to do, C program, what you should have in the C program, you must have this table and this simulator program, which accept the character from input of the compiler, and using this table, it will make transition from one state to another state and accordingly generate tokens, and it will generate token. So how we can generate the lexical analyzer? Means for that you have to compute this table using the method, the algorithm we have used. So we can write a program that will accept the set of regular expression and generate the table. Okay. And that table may be used by the simulator for generation of the token. So we have a tool called Lex tool, which work in this fashion. How it works? Just see. You describe the language using set of regular expression. Suppose we have described the language. The input file of Lex must have .l extension. So AA.l. Okay. Then you can use this Lex tool, and this will generate lex.yy.c, a C program. This C program generated by Lex tool having two things. One, we have a function to simulate the table, dtron table generated by the lexical analyzer, and on the basis of the uh, description of the language, it will generate the table. So it contains lex.yy.c contains these two information. You can compile lex.yy.c through C compiler, and you can use that output for generation of token. We will discuss, and this is for your practical assignment. Means we will discuss about the practical, what you have to do. We have this tool, Lex tool. Okay. Next one we will discuss how we can use this Lex tool. Okay. How Lex tool works, now it is clear to you. Okay. Now how we can use this tool for practical purpose, we'll discuss on next one. Okay.